wonderful time of the year. Yeah, keep telling yourself that, buddy. Yeah, Christmas is great. What? Huh? Oh, we're on? Oh, hey there, my friends. Welcome to another exciting episode of Fantasy Warfare. My name is Bloody Bill Vox, and I totally was not here, sitting here dreading the upcoming holiday season that is just 2 days away from being right upon us. It's December 23rd. It's Friday night at 6 p.m. Eastern. We have another exciting episode of Fantasy Warfare on tap for you. Even if you're not excited about the holidays, you can be excited about Fantasy Warfare. I'm excited about Fantasy Warfare because we have one hell of a main event in store this week for the WCW World Heavyweight Championship. Bobby Lashley, Ron Simmons. But as always, we have 6 action-packed matches. I just told you the main event. What are the other 5 matches that are taking place this week? Well, allow me to take a quick moment to tell you about what is going to be happening this week here in Fantasy Warfare. In our opening contest this week, it will be the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels going one-on-one with Roman Reigns.
and then it will be a battle of Texas Brutes in a last man standing match as JBL goes one-on-one with Stan Hansen. And then our show will take a turn to the extreme when under Extreme Rules, it's Jon Moxley and Bruiser Brody. Our fourth contest of the night will see darkness colliding as the Undertaker will go one-on-one with Malakai Black. Our fifth match of the evening will see title versus title action as MJF defends his classic Intercontinental Championship against Stone Cold Steve Austin's Big Eagle WWE Championship. And then, of course, in our main event, as we just stated at the top of the show, it will be Lashley and Ron Simmons for the WCW World Heavyweight Championship. But enough talking about the action this week. We've got 6 action-packed matches in store for you, so let's head on down to ringside for our opening contest between the Heartbreak Kid and the head of the table. It's time for Fantasy Warfare.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the WWE Championship.
Here we go. Welcome down to ringside here for this week's episode of Fantasy Warfare. We are kicking it off in grand fashion. It's for the Winged Eagle WWE Championship, and here comes the head of the table. The head of the Island of Relevancy, the leader of the Bloodline. Roman Reigns soaking up the adulation of the crowd here in Los Angeles, California, here this week for our second to last episode of 2022 of Fantasy Warfare. And he will seek to leave this second to last episode of 2022 with some championship gold as he goes one-on-one in our opening contest this week with the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. Roman was recently involved in a very chaotic Hell in a Cell match pitting the Elite and the Bloodline against each other. And in the end, Roman Reigns and Kenny Omega, well, they brawled off into the crowd. It was the Usos left behind to do the celebrating for the Bloodline. I have to wonder if maybe we'll see a Kenny Omega-Roman Reigns matchup here on Fantasy Warfare at some point in time. And maybe if Roman can walk out here with championship gold here today, it could be a title-for-title situation, as Kenny Omega is the current holder of the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship here in Fantasy Warfare. Roman settling into the ring and awaiting the arrival of the WWE Champion, the holder of the Winged Eagle Championship design. From San Antonio, Texas. There it is. He knows he's sexy. He's got the looks that will drive the girls wild. He's got the moves that will really move them. He sends the chills up and down their spines. He's just a sexy boy. Sexy boy, sexy boy. He's not your boy toy. Boy toy. He's just a sexy boy. He's not your boy toy. All right, then, enough of that. What a contest this ought to be. Two different generations colliding. Shawn Michaels' career, his in-ring active days came to an end about 2 years before Roman Reigns even was making an impact in WWE as a member of the Shield, a match we never thought we would ever be able to see. Of course, Shawn Michaels has returned to the ring one time since WrestleMania 26 in a Well, we could call it an infamous tag team contest over in Saudi Arabia.
The challenger from Pensacola, Florida, weighing in at 265 pounds, Roman Reigns! And introducing the champion from San Antonio, Texas, weighing in at 227 pounds, he is the WWE Champion, the Superstar
Shawn Michaels. I'll complain about it every single damn time. I don't care. Every single damn time I'm going to complain about how you cannot use the friggin' call letters to, or use the existing call names when you create an alternate version of somebody in the game. Like, for heaven's sake, Shawn Michaels is in WWE 2K22. Why can't I have a creator wrestler also named Shawn Michaels? You know, like he's the only guy in the world named Shawn Michaels. Anyway, the bell rings. This one is underway. Our opening contest here this week in Fantasy Warfare. We've got an exciting night of action that will be capped off with Lashley and Faarooq going to war for the WCW World Championship. We're also going to see a title versus title match between MJF and Stone Cold Steve Austin. It will be Classic Intercontinental Championship. Oh, what a flying crossbody. It'll be Classic Intercontinental Championship against the Big Ego WWE Championship later tonight. Another nice flying crossbody by Shawn Michaels, and then hitting a leg drop on the head of the table. Shawn Michaels is not giving Roman a chance to breathe on this one. Roman is just on the defensive here. In the early moments of this contest, I gotta say that I'm a little surprised by the sheer dominance of Shawn Michaels here in the opening moments of this contest. Boot to the midsection caught. Oh, and an enziguri. Roman now bringing Michaels down to the mat, looking to get himself into that driver's seat of the offensive vehicle. He's been driving that defensive car so far in this match. Oh, gnarly knee right to the skull of Shawn Michaels, and then another knee right to the face. It looked like that was going to be a kick, but it was really more of a knee as Roman Reigns smashes Shawn Michaels' skull off of the canvas. Sweeping the leg goes Michaels. Oh, flying forearm out of nowhere. We usually see Sweet Chin Music right after that, but Shawn Michaels opted to go for a cover on that one. Typically, we'll see the flying forearm, maybe the flying elbow, and then Sweet Chin Music. But here we go. It's time for some Sweet Chin Music. Michaels is tuning up the band, and he nails it. Sweet Chin Music on Roman Reigns. Referee down into the cover, and it's over. Shawn Michaels with a quick, swift, and decisive victory over Roman Reigns to kick off the action here this week in Fantasy Warfare. You gotta wonder if maybe the effects of that six-man tag team Hell in a Cell are still with Roman Reigns, because it is unheard of. Unheard of. This match started less than 3 minutes ago, and Roman Reigns has already been defeated at the hands of the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels.
WWE Champion, the
Shawn
Superstar.
Michaels. I'm going to compete with him every time if I remember it. But anyway, that was a quick opening contest, so let's keep the action going here on Fantasy Warfare. Coming up next, it's going to be a couple of Texas brutes battling it out to see who will be the last man standing when JBL goes one-on-one with Stan Hansen. It's coming up next here on Fantasy Warfare. Welcome back to ringside in Los Angeles, California, and there it is. Ding, 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 ding. The cash falls from the sky. it's time for the entrance of one JBL.
The following contest is a last man standing match. Making his way to the ring from Dallas, Texas, weighing in at 290 pounds,
JBL doing the old two-step towards the ring as he gets ready for what should be a war with Stan Hansen. JBL and Stan Hansen both have made a career out of throwing some of the most devastating lariats in pro wrestling history, and today they will seek to use that among many other tools as a means of keeping their opponent down for a 10 count. It's a last man standing match here on Fantasy Warfare. These two brutes are going to just beat the ever-living hell out of each other in this one. Stan Hansen, very infamously and almost in a legendary status, was half blind. And he has been quoted numerous times basically saying that when he threw his lariat, he was just kind of hoping for the best. And if you were to do a Google search on YouTube of Stan Hansen and the lariat, you would see some very devastating action. And I believe we will see some of that devastating action here today as Stan Hansen steps into a fantasy warfare ring to go one-on-one with a fellow Texas brute, JBL, and here he comes.
Texas, weighing in at 365 pounds, Stan Hammer.
Stan Hammer. Not too bad, not too bad. Here he comes swinging that cowbell. You know, he's probably got some tobacco spit there chilling in his old, in his cheek or in his lower lip or something. That's kind of gross. Music's something, I'll tell you that. Get you going. Get you hyped up for this one. And, well, you know, you need all the hyping one can get with Christmas being 2 days away. It's Friday, December the 23rd. And we got 2 days until Christmas. We need all the hype we can get. So these boys are going to bring it to us here in the form of a last man standing match. A brutal spine buster to kick things off. And JBL drops a brutal elbow into the chest of Stan Hansen. Like I told you, these two are going to just beat the hell out of each other. If you're expecting some sort of 5-star, 6-star, 7-star contest like you might find at the Tokyo Dome, you're not going to find that one here today. You are going to just see two men beating the hell out of each other, throwing each other around, bashing each other's skulls in, punches, kicks, gouges, scratches, whatever it takes to keep the other man down. Hansen has JBL on the ropes. Oh, drops a boot down right across the chest. Just using that butt. Oh, man, that was nasty, too. Driving a fist. It looks like Stan Hansen ain't only going for the keep him down for the 10 count, but he's also going to spill some of that Texas blood of JBL. JBL up on the top rope, waiting for Hansen to get back up to his feet. JBL flies, but Hansen moves out of the way, colliding with the top turnbuckle. I'd say that probably beat having the 270, 280-pound frame of JBL come flying at you. I'd rather collide with a turnbuckle myself. Big-time elbow drop by Stan Hansen on JBL. Neither man is looking to tempt the 10 count thus far here in this last man standing contest. JBL now has Stan Hansen on the ring apron. Oh, down on the wooden frame. The wooden frame, the steel frame. I'm not quite sure what our ring's made out of today, but either way, wood, steel, doesn't matter. That stuff hurts, man. And Stan Hansen choking the ever-living life out of JBL on the floor. Looks like Stan might be getting a little tired of this contest. Going to start going for that 10 count. Last man standing, anything goes. I suppose that also includes homicide. Whatever it takes to keep your man down for the 10 count, I would guess. Stan Hansen now has JBL. Fall-away slam. Nope. Draping him down across the top rope. That rope right into the throat of JBL, and then another hard elbow into the chest, and now the referee begins his count. I honestly don't think anything Stan Hansen has done thus far will be enough to keep JBL down for a 10 count, but only JBL knows what he can withstand here, as the referee is actually reaching a 6 count. I'm very surprised here. Could we be on the verge of a winner? No, we are not, as JBL starts stirring at the count of 8. Stan Hansen throwing a bunch of body shots and then a nice club right to the back of JBL, drops him down to the mat, now lifting him right back up, trying for his lariat. JBL gets out of the way and then a nasty spine buster. He started the match with that spine buster, hits it a second time. Irish whip sends Hansen over the top rope and down to the floor. Stan Hansen now back up on his feet. Meets JBL coming, and JBL grabs him with that DDT, driving him head first, but Stan right back up on his feet. Another spine buster, this time on the floor, as JBL now wrenching away at the leg of Stan Hansen. An interesting offensive choice after a spine buster on the floor. I mean, I might have waited to see if he stayed down for a 10 count. But Stan Hansen makes him pay for it with a pile driver on the floor. And the referee now begins his 10 count as JBL just got his bell rocked on the floor via that pile driver at the hands of Stan Hansen. Stan Hansen feeling real great about himself, standing in the center of the ring, soaking up the cheers from the crowd as the referee reaches the count of 7. We're now at a count of 8, and JBL back up to his feet. This match will continue. JBL climbing back into the ring, and Stan Hansen meets him there with a collar and elbow. Got him up, draping him on the shoulders, and down across the top rope one more time. Stan Hansen not afraid to go back to the same plays out of the playbook if they're working. Driving that knee into the lower lumbar of JBL and then grabbing at the chin, wrenching upward, trying to make JBL just scream in agony. There are no submissions here. Knee to the midsection. There's that boot to the midsection. Powerbomb? What? Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no! Powerbomb out to the floor. Stan Hansen just powerbombed JBL from the ring to the floor. This could, in all honesty, be it for JBL. And Stan Hansen not making any moves on JBL, so that kind of tells you he might feel the same way as the referee reaches the count of 7. We're at a count of 8. We're at 9, and JBL manages to get back up to his feet before the count of 10. Grabs Stan Hansen, sends him into the ring post. Referee now administering the same 10 count, this time on Stan Hansen. Stan Hansen has been in control for the last couple of moments of this matchup here, but JBL feeling really good about his chances, doing the same thing Stan Hansen was doing just a few moments ago when JBL was being counted down. He's soaking in the, well, I don't know if I'd call them cheers from the crowd in the case of JBL. These two boys squaring off on the floor, hard shot to the face, go behind, brings him down. Nice takedown by JBL on the floor. And the referee starting the count. I mean, hey, anytime a guy is off his feet, you got to start that 10 count. It would be crazy if a go-behind takedown would be what it was that kept Stan Hansen down for a 10 count, but it's not going to be. He gets up at the count of 5. And we got a good old-fashioned standoff going on here. Hansen on the floor, JBL in the ring. Stan Hansen is refusing to make any moves at this moment. Here he goes. Every time I say something, not every time, but a lot of times I say something about these guys, and they go ahead and do it. They're like, oh, he's not doing this thing, and then he goes and does it. Looked like Hansen was going for the razor's edge on that one. Nice reversal by Stan Hansen. JBL looked like he was going to try for that DDT one more time. Oh, devastating lariat by Stan Hansen to the back of JBL's head. Missed him in the front, caught him in the back. Stan Hansen feeling real good about himself at this point in the matchup. JBL is not even moving. He is just laying absolutely still. And he moves at the count of 8 and takes Stan Hansen down at the same time. And now the referee starts his count.
2, 3, 4.
JBL feeling good about himself. Stan Hansen not even moving at this moment. Wait, that foot is stirring. Here we go. He's starting to stir. He's moving around. That foot's moving. We're at a count of 8, though. If he's going to stir, he might want to do it soon. Count of 9. And he is able to get back up to his feet. The referee counts to 10, but JBL just hit that clothesline from hell. Follows it up with a big-time elbow to the chest of Stan Hansen.
2, 3.
Could this be all for this last man standing match at this point in time? It was a clothesline from hell, followed up with a big-time elbow drop. And no, it's not. Stan Hansen gets back up at the count of 6 and answers with a big boot to the face of JBL.
2, 3.
You can tell both of these guys are hungry for the victory because anytime they put their opponent down, they are letting the referee start that 10 count, but Stan Hansen is hungry for more violence. He interrupts the count on that one, and he pays for it as JBL hits a nasty DDT. That brings Hansen back down to the mat, and now JBL is the one waiting to see if he can walk out of here as the last man standing. Referee now reaches the count of 5.
6.
We are rapidly approaching. Oh, there we go. Up at 7 this time. Hard forearm shot by JBL, then a nice back elbow, then a hard shot to the face, goes behind. Oh, nice shot to the nose. Caught him in a headlock and just punched him right in the nostril. And if you've never been hit in your nose in the way that JBL just hit Stan Hansen, it's like instant water for the eyes. Very smart move by JBL, looking to obstruct the vision of Stan Hansen. If you can't see, it makes it tougher to stand, it makes it tougher to hit offense, it makes it tougher to defend yourself. Very smart offensive maneuver by JBL. Referee now heading out to the floor. If I were JBL, I would have a gripe with the referee on that one. He could have started counting. We should realistically be at 4 or 5 at this point, as the referee is just reaching 5.
5, 6, 7.
Well, even if the referee had started counting as soon as he should have, I believe Stan Hansen would have beat the count and been up at the count of 9 on that one. He reached it at the count of 7 verbally, but I think the couple of seconds we lost there realistically put him on a count of 9, but he is once again down on the floor. JBL creating plenty of space between he and Hansen as a means of letting things play out here, but Stan Hansen refuses to stay down. He's back up on his feet as JBL comes back to the floor. JBL hit him with a chop, but then he got caught with an uppercut and then sent into the ring steps. Stan Hansen now going for the camel clutch. Nope, just driving down all of his body weight into the spine of JBL.
2, 3.
Stan Hansen now creating that space that we talked about earlier, that JBL was creating, waiting to see how this 10 count plays out.
6, 7, 8.
JBL back up to his feet at the count of 8. This one rages on. Realistically, I wonder what it's going to take at this point. Oh, goodness gracious. That could be enough. A side suplex throw, and it doesn't even get an active count as Stan Hansen returns to his feet and heads back into the ring at JBL. Counters a DDT attempt. Stan Hansen, he's got him. What's he going to do with him? Press slam to the floor. JBL just dumped out like a sack of bricks. like a sack of bricks that Stan Hansen had no use for. He just picked up JBL's carcass and tossed him to the floor. JBL moving around a little bit there just a moment ago, but that hand dropped as the referee is reaching 7 now. There we are. I was a little early on that. I was ahead of his count.
9.
We're at 9. Could we reach 10? Yes, we do. It's Stan Hansen getting the victory here in this last man standing match after a grueling battle with John Bradshaw Layfield. I gotta tell you, internally in my brain for a second, I almost called him Justin Hawk Bradshaw. I have no idea why, but nonetheless, it's Stan Hansen with a press slam, throwing JBL down to the floor from a good 12 feet above.
Stan Hammer!
But our violent battles are not through here this week. Coming up next, it's Extreme Rules when Jon Moxley goes up against Bruiser Brody. Welcome back down to ringside, and man, oh man, have we got a battle in store for you.
The following contest is an Extreme Rules match and is for the Hardcore Championship. Making his way to the ring from Cincinnati, Ohio, weighing in at 241 pounds, John Moxley.
Well, I guess Bruiser Brody wants to waste no time getting out here. He barely let the ring announcer finish his introduction of Jon Moxley before...
From Santa Fe, New Mexico, weighing in at 284 pounds, Bruiser
Brody, I guess, like I was saying, wasting no time, wanting to wait no longer. The ring announcer barely spit out Moxley's introduction before his music was blaring over the arena here at Fantasy Warfare. But as you heard, this one is an Extreme Rules match, and it is also for the Hardcore Championship. So whoever walks out the winner in this one will defend the championship under Hardcore or Extreme Rules anytime they appear here in WWE 2K22 Fantasy Warfare. There you see the referee holding up the Fantasy Warfare. The Hardcore Championship. Fantasy Warfare is a damn show, guy. Get it together. Here we go. Referee rings the bell. We are underway as Jon Moxley starts it off with a boot to the midsection. Grabs Brody. Nice belly-to-belly suplex by Jon Moxley. Moxley heading up to the top rope. Oh, nobody home for that leg drop. Oh, nasty, nasty by Bruiser Brody, just grabbing him by one arm into the Saito suplex, but then missing that offensive attack. And Jon Moxley hits a nice clothesline on Bruiser Brody. Oh, nearly pulling the arm out of the socket with Bruiser Brody on that one. And now into an armbar on Bruiser Brody. We've seen Bruiser Brody here in Fantasy Warfare a number of times, including in our pre-days before we were doing a weekly episodic television show. I was wondering when I'd be able to work that into my commentary. When it was just individual matches being posted at random on the old YouTube channel over at youtube.com/@BloodyBillBox. But this is the first time Brody is competing for a championship piece of gold here. And Jon Moxley certainly will have quite the mountain to climb if he wants to be able to walk away with a victory over the devastating the brutal, the force of nature, known as Bruiser Brody, but he is putting in one hell of an effort thus far in the early moments of this contest. Very smart by Jon Moxley. He is going to work repeatedly on the left leg of Bruiser Brody. If you do damage those legs, the big man can't stand, and that'll certainly make offense from the big man tougher, as Jon Moxley just hit a fisherman suplex into a cover. It's Extreme Rules, so it doesn't matter where you land. No rope breaks in this one. Still to come tonight, this week, ladies and gentlemen, we've got 3 more matches, including coming up next, a battle between Men of the Darkness. It's going to be The Undertaker going one-on-one with Malakai Black. And then a title versus title match between MJF and Stone Cold Steve Austin. And of course, our main event of the evening, Ron Simmons, also known as Faarooq, going up against Bobby Lashley. Oh, gnarly powerbomb landing from the ring to the floor. Bruiser Brody just dumped Moxley out like he was nothing, and now he's got a baseball bat. Or he did before Moxley saw it and started immediately fighting against Bruiser Brody. If I saw Bruiser Brody coming at me with a baseball bat, I'm fighting for my life. Irish whip sends him. Not even really an Irish whip, more just a throw, sending Moxley down across the ringside area. And now Brody. It'd be helpful if I could learn how to speak sometimes. Oh, hard shot to the face. I mean, considering how many words I get right versus how many words I get wrong, I think I'm doing okay. But man, those ones I get wrong, we get them nice and wrong. Moxley's got Brody on his shoulders. What's he going to do with him? No, oh no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Death Valley driver style into the ringside guardrail. Moxley sends Brody into the ring steps. Getting him tied up. Oh, could have just dislocated the shoulder of Bruiser Brody. Brody with a kick to the side of the temple. The side of the head, that's where the temple is. Head and arm suplex, backwards style. And Brody just being thrown around at ringside in a manner that I am not used to seeing Brody being thrown around. Jon Moxley firing it up in the ring, soaking in the cheers from the crowd, running on adrenaline in this Extreme Rules match. But very curiously so far, other than Brody going, oh, nice uppercut. Other than Brody going for the steel baseball bat, there really has not been much in the way of weaponry from either one of these guys, which is quite surprising given that it is an Extreme Rules match with anything goes. Uh-oh. Looked like he was trying for that double arm DDT, but here comes Brody off the ropes. Oh, nice running punch to the jaw. Brody now going underneath the ring. What's he looking for under there? He's got a table. And Moxley punches the table out of Brody's hands. Very smart move if you're looking to avoid going through a table. Oh, nice butterfly suplex by Jon Moxley as Brody catches the end of the table. Moxley now going after that baseball bat, now running after Brody. Oh, brutal shot to the head. And Brody says, no, I'm good with that. I will take you down, sir. As the action now on the floor here in this matchup for the Hardcore Championship. Nice suplex throw by Jon Moxley. Moxley sends Brody back into the ring, turns his attention back to that baseball bat, leaving the table on the floor as he comes in the ring swinging at Brody, and Brody drop kicks the bat out of Moxley's hands as Moxley grabs Brody. Fisherman suplex, no pin attempt there. Except now he's going for the pin after the fact. I would have just hooked it, and Brody kicks out of the count of 2. Moxley waiting on Brody to get back up to his feet. Brody blocks it, headbutt. Punch to the top of the skull. He's got Moxley rocked up against the ropes. Irish whip sends him off. Nope. Oh, knee into the midsection. Following him in, another knee to the midsection. Russian leg sweep takes down Jon Moxley. Brody bringing Moxley over to the corner, driving his head into the turnbuckle, now choking away at Moxley in the corner, 100% legal. Looked like Brody was looking around for that bat, but instead he caught a boot to the stomach. Moxley wears work boots into the ring too, so, that's not your standard pro wrestling boot catching you in the stomach. That is literally a work boot, something you wear to a warehouse. As Brody now has got the baseball bat and he is wearing Jon Moxley out. That is 4, 6. I skipped one of there because he's doing it so fast. He's at 8 baseball bat shots in a row. 8 of them in a row into the cover. This could be all for Jon Moxley. And Moxley kicks out. That man just got hit 8 times with a metal baseball bat, and he is still in this contest as Brody comes down with a flying knee drop. Definitely did not hit all of it, but maybe it could be enough. I'm not sure. Referee down into the cover. And Moxley is able to get a shoulder up. He didn't even have enough to kick out on that one. He just had enough in his body to will that shoulder up off the mat, breaking the referee's count. Moxley's got Brody on his shoulders, drapes him down across the top rope, driving that rope into the throat. Referee into the cover, great position, and Brody kicks out of the count of 2. And Moxley now armed with that baseball bat. He got in 2 good shots before Brody was able to knock the bat out of his hands. And now Brody brings Moxley over to the corner. Turning him around. What's he going to go for here? I can't really tell what he's doing. He's either grinding away, choking, scratching. Oh, that much was clear. That was a punch to the jaw. Nothing questionable there. And a flying knee drop down across the skull of Jon Moxley as Brody goes into the cover. Referee is there for the count of 1, the count of 2. And Moxley is able to escape one more time before the referee came down with that count of 3. Brody now armed with the bat again. Oh! Moxley throwing his body at Brody and knocking the bat loose. Got him, double arm, and DDT! Double arm into the cover. We get 1, we get 2. And Brody is able to kick out. Moxley up on the top rope. Big time flying leg drop. Bobby Eaton style. He's got that baseball bat. Brody up on his feet, catching him with a punch to the jaw. Oh, gnarly, gnarly power slam. Spinning him every which way into the cover. Referee is there. Count of 2, count of 3. We've got our new hardcore champion. And his name is Bruiser Brody. What a battle it was between these 2 violent, maniacal individuals. They wore each other out with that metal baseball bat. It was tough to watch at times with how violent they were getting with that ball bat, but in the end, it's Bruiser Brody who is able to take Jon Moxley down and keep him down for a 3 count.
Here is your winner, and the new hardcore champion, Bruiser Brody.
Bruiser Brody having his hand raised by the referee, officially the hardcore champion here in Fantasy Warfare. But we have got 3 matches down and 3 to go. We're officially at the halfway point, but the action is not going to stop here. We are going to come right back to ringside for more action as The Undertaker goes one-on-one with Malakai Black coming up next. Welcome back to ringside. More action here on Fantasy Warfare. It's a battle of the Men of the Darkness. The leader of the House of Black and the leader of the Ministry of Darkness set to do battle here as we await the arrival of Aleister Black and The Undertaker for our 4th match of the evening.
The following contest is
and there he is, Malakai Black.
Making his way to the ring from Amsterdam, Netherlands. Weighing in at 239 pounds, Malakai Black.
What a first name, Malakai Black. But we all know him as Malakai Black, making his entrance here for his impending one-on-one battle with The Undertaker. Many people have called Aleister Black the Undertaker of a new generation. Many people have wondered what would happen if The Undertaker and Malakai Black stepped foot into the ring to go one-on-one. We never got to see it in the later years of The Undertaker's career as Malakai Black was in the WWE. But we will get to see it here today on Fantasy Warfare. Malakai Black circling the ring, standing and waiting for the arrival of the Phenom. Gotta wonder if any of the other members of the House of Black will make an appearance during this one, or if it will be a straight-up one-on-one between these 2 Men of Darkness.
Weighing in at 330 pounds, The Undertaker!
The Undertaker donning the familiar look of the Ministry of Darkness. One of the more legendary capes and robes in The Undertaker's career. When we said it was the leader of the Ministry of Darkness, we knew which Undertaker we would be seeing here today. And that is the one that fans affectionately call Ministry Taker. As Taker raises his hands and up come the lights. It's House of Black versus the Ministry of Darkness here in Fantasy Warfare. As the action rolls on here this week, we still got 2 more matches to come after this one. MJF defending his classic Intercontinental Championship in a title versus title match against Stone Cold Steve Austin's Big Eagle WWE Championship. And of course, our main event for the WCW World Championship. It will be Bobby Lashley and Faarooq as The Undertaker starts strong by throwing Malakai Black around the ring with a choke bomb and then just grabbing him by the leg like he was some sort of horror movie character. Whipping him across, and now he's bringing him to the other side, up on the shoulders, and draping him down across the top rope. That's been a favorite move here tonight of the competitors in Fantasy Warfare. Malakai Black tried for the bicycle kick, but he got countered as The Undertaker is now using those tree trunk-like legs to choke the life out of Malakai Black, stomping away in the corner. I think Malakai might have kicked a little low there. trying for those kicks, but Taker catches him again. Nice body shots by The Undertaker. Sends Malakai Black over the top rope to the apron. Taker's got him. Grabbed him by his ears back into the ring and clubs him down into the canvas. Taker now up on the second rope. He's calling for Malakai Black to get up. He waits and gets him with a double axe handle. Then a leg drop by The Undertaker. The Undertaker is wasting no time, taking no prisoners here today in Fantasy Warfare. He has been just assaulting Malakai Black since the opening bell, but Malakai Black finally running in with a knee drop. Taking Taker's face right down into the knee. Malakai there trying to work over the leg of The Undertaker, then kicking the face and kicking the spine. He's working over everything below the neck. It can only help you to do that with a force like The Undertaker. Keep him off his feet, keep him hurting. Taker now grabbing Malakai Black. He's got him. Could it be time to take a walk across the ropes and a little something we call old school? Yes, it is. The old school rope walker of The Undertaker into the cover on Malakai Black. We get a cover one, we get two, and Malakai Black kicks out of the count of two. Taker bringing Malakai back up to his feet. Uh-oh. He's got him up on the shoulders. He's got him there. Could it be Tombstone? Yes, it is. This has got to be all. Very few have ever kicked out of The Undertaker's Tombstone. And Malakai Black is not adding his name to the list here today as The Undertaker with a quick and dominant victory over Malakai Black. We saw that in our opening contest here this week as Shawn Michaels dominated Roman Reigns, and we saw the same thing here in this contest as The Undertaker utterly dominates Malakai Black. But we still have two more matches here to come this week, including coming up next, our title versus title contest. It's the Classic Intercontinental Championship against the Big Eagle Championship. MJF and Stone Cold Steve Austin coming up next. Welcome back to Los Angeles for more Fantasy Warfare. It's title versus title time. Classic Intercontinental Championship about to be defended.
The following champion versus champion contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the Intercontinental and the WWE Championship. Introducing the champion from New York, weighing in at 232 pounds. He is the Intercontinental Champion,
MJF, the Intercontinental Champion here in Fantasy Warfare. Winning the championship in a recent episode and now defending it here against Stone Cold Steve Austin, a man who has successfully defended his Big Eagle Championship already with a victory over Brock Lesnar recently. Can Steve Austin make it another successful title defense against MJF? Well, we're going to find out in just a moment. Here he comes.
Introducing the champion from Victoria, Texas, weighing in at 252 pounds, Stone Cold Steve Austin!
Stone Cold Steve Austin, the holder of the Big Eagle WWE Championship. You know it is the one that was bestowed upon him after his championship victory at WrestleMania 14 in a slightly altered status, but essentially the same title. Don't say that to belt lovers, though. They'll come for me. They'll come for me hard. But Stone Cold Steve Austin has held this championship now for a number of weeks here in Fantasy Warfare. Like we said, a successful title defense against Brock Lesnar recently. looking to make it 2 for 2. But if he can, he will also walk away with the Intercontinental Championship, as it is title for title. Per the rules of Fantasy Warfare, anytime you're in action, if you're a champion, you're defending. And it just so happens that we get us a title versus title contest. Referee rings the bell, and we are officially underway here in our semi-main event of the week of Fantasy Warfare, our pre-Christmas edition. Whose Christmas will be lovely and whose Christmas will not be lovely? We find out soon, as this match is immediately off to a fast start with MJF looking to get that advantage on Stone Cold Steve Austin, but Austin not looking to let him get too far, as he is now hammering away on the face of MJF. Steve Austin, no stranger to holding 2 championships. At one time was the Intercontinental and Tag Team Champion at the exact same time. Oh, nice flying elbow drop, like covering the entire freaking ring. MJF missing that fist drop though, as Austin gets caught with a German suplex. You never want to see somebody like Steve Austin landing on the back of their head after all the documented neck troubles. But Austin does not seem to be too affected by that one, as he got back up to his feet with a dragon screw, tried for a forearm drop, but MJF had moved out of the way. Nice DDT by MJF. MJF would love nothing more than to walk out of here with 2 championships, adding that to his Fantasy Warfare resume. He had the arm bar on Steve Austin, a move that many people have tapped out to, but that was not going to be the case in that one, as Austin was able to get his foot under the bottom rope. Oh, nice elbow to the jaw and the throat area of Steve Austin. MJF misses that one. Austin went behind with some kicks to the thigh. Nice jawbreaker by Steve Austin, driving the top of his skull into the chin. Oh, Luthez press, beautiful. Beautiful Luthez press by Steve Austin on MJF, down into the cover. Referee there, great position by the referee to check those shoulders, and MJF kicks out of the count of 2. MJF brought up to his feet, stunner by Austin. Austin hits the Stone Cold Stunner. This could be all. He's trying to drag him to good position for the pin. There he goes into the cover. Referee is there checking those shoulders, and MJF kicks out of the count of 2. Austin now stomping the mud hole and walking it dry, driving his knuckles right into the nose of MJF. Austin with a choke, wrapping those legs in the arm, a modified triangle. I'm not too familiar with the MMA holds of the world, but it almost looks like a triangle choke in reverse. But MJF able to get himself out of it, but Austin quickly counters with an elbow to the midsection. MJF boot and a DDT. Drops Stone Cold Steve Austin to the mat. Stomping on the hand of Steve Austin. I mean, if anything, that'll hurt his ability to throw punches and flip the middle finger. MJF raking the eyes, and a low blow right in front of the referee. Referee choosing to use some discretion on that one, but MJF's gonna steal this one. No, he's not. Thought MJF was going to steal this one from Stone Cold Steve Austin, but he didn't get away with it on that one as Austin kicks out. MJF's got the armbar in, though. MJF made Roddy Piper tap out with this one to win the title. Could he make Austin tap out with this one to win another title? No, he won't. Austin's able to break free. Bulldog takes down MJF. Lifts MJF to his feet. Nice power slam by Stone Cold. Picking him up, locking him up. Irish whip sends him into the corner. I'm not positive. We haven't gotten a good shot of it yet, but it looks like MJF could be bleeding after some of those shots by Stone Cold Steve Austin. And MJF once again able to kick out at the count of 2, narrowly escaping defeat and hanging on to his Intercontinental Championship, but Steve Austin stalking. He's waiting, boot and stunner! Another Stone Cold Stunner. This has got to be all for MJF. And it is. MJF doesn't even make it through one defense with the Intercontinental Championship, as Stone Cold Steve Austin is now a double champion here in Fantasy Warfare. What a matchup it was between these two. MJF looked like he was going to steal it there for a minute, but Steve Austin was having no part of it. And now, Stone Cold Steve Austin is not only the Big Eagle WWE Champion, but he is also the classic WWE Intercontinental Champion. But we still have one more match to go this week here in Fantasy Warfare, and it is our main event of the week. It's going to be Bobby Lashley and Faarooq coming up next. Here we go, folks. It's main event time here for the WCW World Heavyweight Championship. Los Angeles is hot, and they are ready for this one.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, and is for the WCW World Heavyweight Championship. Making his way to the ring, representing the Hurt Business, from Colorado Springs, Colorado, weighing in at 273 pounds, the almighty Bobby Lashley.
That's right, we did not disband the Hurt Business in WWE 2K22, unlike in the reality-based WWE. In this WWE 2K22, the Hurt Business still runs rampant. Bobby Lashley looking to add some gold to the Hurt Business artillery by taking home the WCW World Heavyweight Championship today, but he has got a tall task in front of him in the form of the man who won this very championship back in 1992 by defeating Big Van Vader. At the time known as Ron Simmons, here in WWE 2K22, known as Faarooq.
From Warner Robins, Georgia, weighing in at 275 pounds, Faarooq.
Whether you call him Ron Simmons, whether you call him Faarooq, you can certainly call him decorated in history, making the first black world champion in WCW history with that victory over Big Van Vader. He would later come to the WWE in 1996 as Faarooq Assad, with Sonny as his manager. Many people considered that particular incarnation to be a flop, but it was Faarooq as part of the Nation of Domination that really began to cement Ron Simmons' legacy in professional wrestling. Of course, he would later go on to form the legendary tag team, the APA, the Acolytes Protection Agency, alongside Bradshaw, better known as JBL. There you see it, the very belt that Ron Simmons held back in 1992. He looks to walk away with it again here today as our main event of Fantasy Warfare is officially underway. It's Bobby Lashley and Faarooq for the WCW World Heavyweight Championship, and Faarooq already putting that power on display as he just picked up Bobby Lashley like he weighed 205 pounds like a cruiserweight and just whipped around, but Bobby Lashley showing Faarooq that he is just as strong. Faarooq bringing Lashley over to the ropes, got him up against the ropes, Irish whip attempt, nope, got him on the shoulders, and using the ropes to assist him to drive knees into the kidneys of Bobby Lashley, and then finishes it up with a fall-away slam. What a devastating combo by Faarooq on that one. Lashley, Wow. Lashley dropping to his knees and letting the force of the impact go up through his shoulder bones into the torso of Ron Simmons, but it had like no effect as Simmons was going for a vertical, and instead he gets German suplexed by the Almighty. Nice counter by Faarooq, taking Lashley back down to the mat with that dragon screw, bringing him back up to his feet by his ears and then whipping him across the ring. Faarooq is so damn strong, he just whipped Lashley across the ring by his ears, but Lashley counters back on Faarooq, setting him down to the mat and stomping away. But Faarooq back up on his feet and gets caught with a neck breaker. Lashley has Faarooq up on his shoulders, snake eyes in the corner. Nice snake eyes by Bobby Lashley. Folds that arm over, stomping the elbow, trying to hyperextend, even dislocate. Boot to the midsection. Is Lashley going to use Faarooq's own move against him? Yes, he does. The Dominator. Lashley using Faarooq's own move against him. Lashley's been known to use the Dominator, but it is crazy to see it used on Faarooq. Lashley into the cover, only gets a count of 2. Lashley with a hard shot to the bridge of the nose, but Faarooq goes behind, clubbing shot to the back elbow by Lashley. Lashley with a collar and elbow, press slam attempt. Oh, down into a gut buster. Another neck breaker by Bobby Lashley. Second time he's caught Faarooq coming in running. Lashley up on the top, calling for Faarooq to get back up to his feet. What's he gonna do? Coming off the top rope, he's gonna do nothing as he misses the double axe handle. Not quite sure what was up with his vision on that one, but it sure did not steer him in the right direction. Nice belly-to-belly overhead throw by Bobby Lashley on Faarooq, and a knee to the face. Bobby Lashley in control of this contest, now utilizing that amateur wrestling background that he has, keeping Faarooq grounded and keeping him on the mat. Your power doesn't mean much if you're not on your feet, but Faarooq is back up on his feet. He's got Lashley on his feet, tried for a boot to the midsection. He got countered. Faarooq counters again, though. Big time spine buster. Takes Lashley down. Hard shot to the shin. What a place to stomp a guy, right in the shin. Lashley kicks back, though. Up on his feet, he's got Faarooq over his head. Press slam this time. Oh, down he goes. Press slam, pancake style. Once again, back to the mat wrestling. Lashley reined in with 2 shots and then smashing Faarooq's face off the canvas. Nice uppercut to the midsection, followed by a pair of jabs to the jaw. Irish whip sends Faarooq over the top rope. He's on the apron, but he counters. Coming back into the ring. Lashley catches him, but Faarooq counters with a knee to the midsection. Lashley trying for some shots, but Faarooq is able to block those. Irish whip sends Lashley into the corner. Here comes Faarooq in. He's got him up, seated position on the top rope. He's splitting the legs. What's he gonna do? Could it be a superplex attempt? No, it's not. It's simply an overhead throw. Not even a belly-to-belly. That was just simple overhead throw, covered by Faarooq. And Lashley is able to kick out at the count of 2. Faarooq extending the arm of Lashley, stomping the hand. 3 stomps will make it tough for you to lift somebody up for a Dominator. That's a very smart move by Faarooq. What a display of power on that one. What the hell? We got the music playing, but nobody is coming to the ring. What the? Wait a minute. Oh, it's MVP with the steel chair. He tried to hit Faarooq. MVP here in the ring. The referee obviously exhibiting his own discretion here. He could easily call for a disqualification on this one, but Faarooq is handling MVP. But wait a minute. Bobby Lashley grabs Faarooq. He's got him. Midsection kick. And down he goes. Lashley with the cover off the distraction by MVP. And Faarooq is able to kick out. I thought for sure that MVP had just helped Lashley secure the WCW Championship, but it was not to be as Faarooq was able to kick out. And it's the Hurt Lock. Lashley's got it locked in. Will Faarooq tap out? And he does. Faarooq has tapped out to Lashley. And Lashley is your brand new WCW World Heavyweight Champion. But it is not without controversy as MVP comes running down to ringside through the crowd with a steel chair, causing a major distraction. It looked like Lashley was going to have Faarooq put away. Faarooq was able to kick out, but the damage had been done. The Hurt Lock was locked in, and Bobby Lashley is your brand new WCW World Heavyweight Champion, and as a result, anytime Lashley is in the ring, going forward here on Fantasy Warfare, he will be defending that championship until he loses. There you see that nice overhead view. What a night of action here on Fantasy Warfare we have had. It ends in controversy, but Bobby Lashley is your new champion. Folks, Bobby Lashley walks away with the WCW World Heavyweight Championship with a victory over Ron Simmons to close out the action here this week in Fantasy Warfare. It was another exciting night of action. 6 action-packed matches. We saw a title versus title match in which Stone Cold Steve Austin now walks around Fantasy Warfare with 2 different championships. We saw the Undertaker and Malakai Black collide in a fantasy matchup that people have talked about for years. But we still have one more episode to go here in the year 2022, and next week our final episode of 2022 is going to be all about the ladies. And in our main event, it's going to be a ladder match for the Raw Women's Championship. It will be Bianca Belair going to ladder war with Jazz. I'd like to thank you all for joining me for yet another episode of Fantasy Warfare. If you do celebrate Christmas, I would like to take this moment to wish you a Merry Christmas. If you do not celebrate Christmas and you celebrate another holiday, because there's a lot of holidays going on this time of year, a very simple Happy Holidays from Bloody Bill Vox to all of you out there in YouTube land. I hope whatever your holiday is, whatever you're celebrating, I hope that you have a wonderful time. And I hope that you will join me next week right here, youtube.com/@BloodyBillVox, Friday, December the 30th, 6 p.m. Eastern, for another exciting episode of Fantasy Warfare. And of course, as always, be sure to find me across all of social media @BloodyBillVox. And until next week, I wish you a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and next week I'll see you at ringside for the last time in 2022.